I got an idea that sounds fun. Come up with an adventure on the spot, randomly generated. I have my random gen charts right here. Then we'll come back and I shall show you my adventure. All right, we're back. Excuse me, why are you trying to peek into my spell book? All right, so we rolled a 4, a 17, and a 13 for the name of the adventure, which of course is The Warriors of the Wretched Symbol. The Warriors of the Wretched Symbol. And the way we've got it is there's going to be 3 parts to this. We've got the setup, the adventure, and the climax. We also rolled for our quest giver and our antagonist. You'll figure out how it works.
Act 1.
Our quest giver is a Triton Rogue, aquatic humanoid race. Then we've got as our antagonist an Orc Druid. I see some kind of environmentally flavored quest brewing in our future. So the quest giver, by the way, I'm just gonna kind of make this up as I go along. So the quest giver is the Triton Rogue. And I suppose he approaches your party in a somewhat desperate hour. I don't think a Triton would go to a party of random adventurers if his Triton people could just take care of the problem. Maybe they're reluctant to leave the sea, or maybe they're reluctant to see the threat at all. But he knows this Triton Rogue, Tritonus, has gone out of his way to save his kingdom. Approaches the adventurer, tells them about this Orc Druid, Arcanus. The Orc Druid has created a spell to expand the land masses so that the orcs will have more land. And this doesn't really affect the human races. This actually helps the human and other races because usually the orcs, to expand their kingdoms, would go to war against the humanoid races. But this shaman has discovered a way. Instead, expand the landmass over the sea so that the orcs may cultivate and expand into those lands, impeding on the Triton's kingdom. Maybe the Triton's kingdom's still a little way off. Maybe it's right below. Maybe the rogue was sent. He's not like a rogue in the sense that he's, like a rebel rogue, but he's just has rogue-like skills. A good talker, adept at adapting to different situations. So it might make sense that they would send a rogue onto land to be their emissary. He's been sent by the king of the Tritons to get some people to kill the orcs, because Tritons don't like to leave the water. Someone else could do it. They're going to pay them handsomely. They've got gold mines under the sea. And what do Tritons care about gold? What is your adventurer's incentives? Gold, treasures from below the seas. A sunken shipwreck if you take care of this problem for them. Your adventurers must go and slay Arcanus. Or is Druidus a better name?
Act 2.
The adventurers start coming into Orc land. At this point, Arcanus is going to take notice and send Orc troops to take care of the problem. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Cha cha cha. Cha cha cha. Ching ching ching. Cha cha cha. Combat. Alright? First threat neutralized. The adventurers continue along their journey. Arcanus the Druid says, okay, if Orcish muscle can't handle this, Orcish magic can. Summon up a dire bear, some kind of like really buff woodland creature, or maybe like a dire bear being ridden by an owl bear. They get past that. Then there's the negotiation phase. You've had enough combat. Mix up the encounters. Okay, brute strength didn't work. Let's try diplomacy. Arcanus himself, let's up the stakes.
Act 3.
They know they gotta stop him. He's like, okay, look, why do you side with the Triton? Do you want treasure? I got treasure. I'll give you treasure. Give me a little time. I'll give you twice as much treasure. What about Orcish slaves? Why take treasure when you can have a small army behind you? Go and find whatever treasures you want. I'll give you a handful of strong Orc warriors. And because the expansion of this land is huge, it's worth a lot more than treasure to them in the long run. So then they're faced with a choice. The climax is going to be the fight against Arcanus. Or if they take Arcanus' offer, Triton's a rogue, man. He's been following them this whole time. Triton rocks up and he's like, you have betrayed us. Now you will feel the wrath of the Triton. And he's got some trick up his sleeve, some really magical device that like summons some kind of, pretty tough monster. One of the objects he uses creates a wall of ice that the orcs around can't get into. In that case, Arcanus would probably join forces with the party for this battle. So it's just the party and Arcanus versus Triton and his water elementals. Maybe the water elementals have fish living in them, so when you punch them, piranhas will bite you.
Prepare to fall, Arcanus.
If you guys decide to run this adventure or if you just thought it was cool, hit me a like, slice me a subscribe, and go ahead and thrust a comment in there. And until next time, keep your sword hand strong and your pen arm swift. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention? Forget to mention? Those warriors, the ones that work for Arcanus, they got a wretched symbol. Oh, it's wretched. It's wretched. It's wretched. It's wretched. It's wretched.
Die, Orc Canis.